there's an egg, there's a sperm, right? Just the right amount of alcohol, right amount of mood music, whatever you want to do. Fusion occurs, and we end up with what's called a zygote. All right? Now, in this state, we've got a haploid cell that fuses with another haploid cell. Haploid meaning we have half the amount of genetic material. As these two haploid cells fuse, now we have what's called a diploid cell, a zygote. That is a single-celled fertilized egg. Through the process of mitosis, this egg then begins to divide. One cell becomes 2, 2 to 4, we've got exponential growth, until we ultimately have a solid mass of cells that we'll call a morula. All right, that's a solid ball of cells. That continues to develop until it becomes a hollowed out ball of cells called a blastocyst or a blastula. We'll call it blastula, although that's in lower animals. We'll still leave it as blastula. All right, this is a hollowed out ball of cells that then starts to develop this inner cell mass that comes inward. That inner cell mass will be called the inner cell mass. All right. Now, from that inner cell mass is where we start seeing the production of the germinal tissues. And when we talk about the germinal tissues, what we're talking about will be the ectoderm on the outside, the mesoderm in the middle, and the endoderm on the inside. When you start noticing those three layers being present in that inner cell mass, at that point we are what we call a gastrula. So from the time fertilization occurs to the time we gastrulate, anywhere from 7 to 10 days have passed post-fertilization. All right? So this development is very rapid. From those three germinal tissues, guess what arises? The 4 tissue types that you learned about in AMP1, epithelial, connective, nervous, and muscular. So everything, all right? Now I know a dude, he's freaky looking. He's tall, he's skinny, he's got no hair anywhere. Well, I'll take his word for it. He's got no eyelashes, no eyebrows, no hair on his head, arms, anywhere that I've seen. His teeth are really weird, pointed. His head is shaped weird. Normal looking dude otherwise. He talks normally, he thinks normally, he functions normally. He suffers from a condition that prevented I want to say it was the ectoderm from fully developing. And so since the ectoderm didn't fully develop, that's why he's missing those hairs on his body. That's why his teeth are misformed. That's why he looks kind of weird, because he has this ectoderm something issue. All right? Now, cool guy, great guy. I like him because he's very blunt, but he's also got no sweat glands. So what does he have to do during the summer?
Stay inside.
Or make sure he's properly and that he doesn't overheat. So he's got to cool off somehow. So he's always carrying around cold water bottles and dousing himself because he can't sweat since he has no sweat glands. All right? Now, gastrulation, by this point, we'll implant. So from 0 to 2 months, we call this thing an embryo. After 2 months, we call this thing a fetus. All right? So make sure you know what the terminology is here. On this part, I won't use the models. What I will simply do is I may write on a note card. This stage is associated with a solid mass of embryonic cells, morula. This is a hollowed out ball of embryonic cells, blastula. This is a hollowed out ball of cells that has the endoderm, ectoderm, and the mesoderm present, gastrula. All right? So I'll give you the description, and you have to choose exactly which one. Or I may simply say this is a single cell fertilized egg, zygote. All right? And the last thing I expect you guys to know is that the placenta is going to be made up of 2 parts. Baby's part called the chorion, chorionic villus, and mom's part called the deciduo bassalis. And so as those 2 parts fuse, now you've got a functional placenta. That rodent is leaching nutrients from your mom, and it will do so for the rest of your life. All right? And yours too, Dad. Any questions? All right. If I can think of any other questions I'll throw at you guys next week in lab, I will let you know before Friday. Sound like a plan? Focus on those models, take a look at them, go ooh-ah, ask questions. If not, we're pretty much done.